Good day, everyone. For some persons, it's morning. Wherever in the world you are, thank you so much for coming on to our live this morning or today. Um, I want to just wish everyone, if you celebrate Christmas, a Merry Christmas, and I hope you got a chance to enjoy your holidays with your family and your friends. So, why are we here today? One of the things that we want to do is, always be trying to balance the service we're offering to our patients along with achieving our business goals. And so I had this conversation with a client of mine, and I thought to myself, this would be something good for me to share. So I literally went through the steps that we took, the conversations we had, and thought I'd come on today and share it with you. So if you are serious about setting up your business for success, so you can take those vacations, so you can predict what your profits are, you can spend time with your family, I want you to stick around. And if you have your stuff all figured out already as a medical provider, also stick around and drop in the comments, if there's anything that I'm sharing that resonates with you, comment on it. And if you want to know more after, our word for today is profit. So thank you for taking the time today to come on. So what will we cover in this live? I'm going to be talking to you about three things: how it is that you can put you can know that your sorry, your patients define what quality is versus you, how to ensure that you're equipped to deliver those that quality service that your patients are asking for, and also how do you ensure that you are set up for success. So remember, I'm going through exactly what I shared with my clients because it was a success for her, and I'm really hoping that it will also be a success for you. So why did I choose this topic? So along with talking to her, one of the things that I normally do when I'm working with my clients is that I do a SWOT. That's what I start with, because I think it's important for us to understand what's happening inside our business so that we can decide what the next steps are. And whether you are working alone, whether it is you have one or two persons, that's where I start from. And when I did it, one of the things that came out from her team of 5 was that wait time was a weakness for the business. When I spoke to her, she said to me that she loved, sitting and having conversations with her patients, and sometimes those conversations go longer than the appointed time, and so it impacts the other patients who are waiting. And when you look at that, one would say, oh, you know what? Yes, the doctor is spending time with patients, but on the other hand, you have persons who are waiting who are not satisfied. So that is where we started this conversation around how do we balance what you perceive quality care to be versus achieving a goal where you promise your patients that they would have a specific appointment. When is that appointment? The next thing is, I don't know how many of you watch the show, but I watch New Amsterdam. And one of the things that jumps out for me when I'm watching it is, here on one hand, you have the medical director who just wants to ensure that patients are happy, and he wants to save the world and do everything possible. But what happens is that is done at a cost to the hospital. And so they're operating in the red. And here they bring on somebody else who is about making profit and ensuring that the hospital is not in the red, but patient care is not, it's just not there, it's missing. And I thought about that as I was planning for this live, and I'm like, can we really balance the two? And I want to hear from you as well. Feel free to drop in the chat what you think. Do you believe that the two can be balanced, or you have to choose one? So here's the first thing that I want you to think of. I want to ask yourself what matters most to you. You are the CEO of your business. You are the decision maker. You are the one who is guiding where the business is going. What matters most to you? Is it quality care, or is it your goals for your business? And maybe quality care is a goal. So I want to hear, drop it in the chat, share your feedback. Do you believe that you have to select one? No, you get to make that decision. In organizations, or in my experience in the financial sector, one of the things that I realized in strategic planning, there are some organizations who chose efficiency. So their focus is efficiency. So everything they plan is around making the organization efficient. If that came at a cost to customer experience, then that it is what it is. So you get to decide what matters most: your quality care or achieving those goals. And we'll get into that shortly. And when you make that decision, that is what gets your focus and a lot of your planning and your strategizing and how you approach your business. And no, there's no wrong or no right or any right way to do it. So here's the first thing that I want to encourage you to do, and this is what I did with my clients. Define what quality care means to your patients. Ask them. And it may differ based on the service you provide. I mean, you may be a holistic medical person. Ask them what it is, what means a lot to them. Is it the fact that when they come to you, they don't get sick, or they clean up their skin, or they had some medical condition and it works? If you're a chiropractor, what does that mean? Is it the routine that you give them to do to recover, that makes a difference? What does that mean to them? And it's important because sometimes what we do as business owners is that we define what our patients need. And I know there's a balance there because you are the expert. But there's a way in which you can deliver your service to your clients that makes them feel a part of it. Quality care may just be, you know what? I don't want to wait. I changed my child's pediatrician because of that. The doctor was late every single time. You would have 6, 7 of us sitting in the waiting area, and guaranteed he's going to be an hour late. The pediatrician I moved him to, she was always early. If I set an 8 o'clock appointment, best believe she's going to be there at 8. And so you get to decide, your patients get to decide, what does quality care mean? And you can ask them. They'll be willing. They'll be more than willing. If it's one thing with us as individuals, we love to give feedback, right? So ask your patients, what does quality care mean? The other thing that I want you to do is realize that a survey can be very simple. Your patients come in, they may wait 5 minutes, you're looking for their record or they're completing a form. Ask them one question: what does quality care mean? Or, and this is the exact question that I ask: my visit is a success when, and they fill in the blank. My visit wasn't a success because, and they fill in the blank, and you use that information. That now helps you to see, okay, what am I really delivering to my patients? And remember, we're not talking about why you joined the business, because you would have done that. Why am I a medical professional in the first place? What is it that I'm hoping to achieve? What is it that I'm hoping to give? So ask your patients, what does quality care mean? And they will tell you. It could be, some patients don't mind waiting. Probably for them, coming and sitting in the waiting area is a break from the hustle and the bustle of life. But some may be, you know what, I love having conversations. But then when you get the information from your patients, you're able to now balance that with what you're able to deliver. And that brings us to our second point. You want to now ask yourself, once you have asked your patients, so that's the first thing, ask your patients, what does quality care mean to them? And remember, we're just asking them 2 simple questions. My visit today was a success because my visit wasn't a success, and you have them fill the blank in. And ask leading question. When you leave it open, you get a lot of responses that may not be guiding to where you want. So you want to ask leading questions when you're asking your survey, because you're trying to make a specific decision. I want to share this example with you. For my dentist, there are different times when my experience change. So it could be, when I go, I sit in the chair, you get your music, you're able to listen to music while your teeth is being cleaned. That's excellent. But on the other hand, it feels a little rushed because you can see that, okay, there's a time in which each patient is sitting in the chair. So therefore, you have to hurry up and make sure that you're meeting that SLA. That's a goal that they set. So okay, I can make the 30 minutes or I can make the 45 minutes for the cleaning, but how does that feel to my patient? And they do normally ask after. So ask your patients, how does that feel? So once you have asked your patients what it is, when you gather that information, and I encourage persons to use the information from your SWOT. If it's one thing I've known over the years, is that your SWOT gives you strategies that you sometimes don't think of. And sometimes we're looking out, we're looking for new ideas, we're looking for grand revolutionary thoughts, when what we need is right inside. So remember, use your SWOT. So once you gather the information from your survey, the next thing you're going to do is check within your business. Am I equipped to deliver what my patients want? because sometimes we're fighting a losing battle. Am I equipped to ensure that they only wait 5 minutes when they come in? Am I equipped to send them a reminder email for their appointment? Am I equipped to give them a call before their appointments? Ask yourself, because if this is what they are looking for and you're not able to provide it and you just ignore it and continue working, then that is going to cause some kind of conflict and your patients are not going to be happy. They're not going to be they're not going to feel as though they are cared for. Imagine you did a surgery on a patient and they're expecting that you're going to come and do a home visit, or a nurse is going to come, or you're going to give them a call, and you don't. It's like they really never cared about me. And here I am having this complication, and I don't know if this is normal or not, and nobody is there. So remember, ask yourself, am I equipped to deliver on this, what my patients are asking for? The next thing you want to do is you want to look at, what does it cost? So if you are equipped, fine, you continue doing what you're doing. If you are not, the next thing you want to do is, what is it going to cost me? And cost is not only money. It can be time, can be talent. What is it going to cost me to ensure that I am equipped to deliver on this for my patients? If you have the resources to implement, do it. And it's also okay. I normally say to persons, treat your clients like persons who you're in a relationship with. If they ask you for something and you're not able to deliver on it, I encourage you to let them know. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for letting us know about the challenges, or thank you for letting us know about your expectations. We are working on it. And this is something that we're promising to deliver, and you give a time. And they will know that their voice matter and you care, and they will come back, guaranteed. If what happens is that when we don't talk to her, when we don't have conversations with our clients, and we leave them to just, okay, you know what, whenever we fix it, but ensure that you are showing up for them. So now we go to the next thing. We've talked about patient care and what are the things that you can do. So when you talk about your quality care, ensure you ask your patients what quality care means for those who you have coming. Check to see if you are resourced to deliver on the promise that you've made to your clients or your patients, or what it is that your patients want. And then you want to check, if you are resourced, what are you committing to when it comes down to improvement? Now it comes down to your business goals. What are those goals? Sometimes I know for the clients I have, they have very successful practices and they're making a lot of money, and it's, bought the home and send the kids to school and all of that kind of stuff. So setting goals isn't something that comes norm, because things just normally work out. However, if you think about your life after your practice, when am I able to retire? What will retirement look like? Will I still have to work? What does that look like? So I encourage my medical practitioners, set a goal. And remember, if this is resonating with you, go ahead, drop profit in the chat, or if you have questions, go ahead and drop the questions, because I want to connect with you after. Yeah, so we can have, conversations about anything that I share that you may agree with, disagree with, or want more information on. This is what we talk about in our profitable private practice, and I'm going to be dropping the link shortly so you can be a part of the group. So it's profitable private practice. If you would like, go ahead and set an appointment. So what are your business goals? So your business goals, you get to also define those. Is it profit? Am I aiming for a particular number? So these were three that my client said. She said to me, she wants to work on her profit, she wants happiness for her team, and she wants her patients to also be happy. And she wants to work 3 days for the week. So what does that look like for you? What are those goals that you are setting? So every time you think of, I'm going to be starting this new thing, you check back your goals. These are my goals, imaginary goals right behind us. These are my goals. How will this activity help me to achieve it? And that is what you want to think about when you're talking about your business goals, because you now need to see how the two can balance, what your patients want and what you want for your business in terms of your goals. Because without the goals, the business is not going to be operational. How can I still make my business goals achievable by giving my patients what they want? And that is a very important question, because you may be asking yourself, is it possible? So let's use an example. I'm going to use my dentist as an example because I give them feedback all the time. I have an appointment to clean my teeth, but on their record, I also need to do maybe an x-ray or an ultrasound or something, but I'm not told that prior to coming. And while I'm in the chair, I'm being told, oh, Mr. Connor, you need to do X, Y, and Z, and all of these things cost money and time. So you don't know if I have the time, forget about the money because the health insurance may take care of that, but you don't know if I have the time to spend to do it. But what I would ask is when you call to remind me about my appointment, that you say to me, you will need to spend an extra 50 minutes. If that is a goal that a client has, what I would want you to think about on your business is, do I have the person to make that call? Do I have the time? If I have the person, do we have enough time scheduled to make that call to the patient? And so I want you to, think about that a little bit. That is how you balance your business goals and the care that your patients need. And for me, and remember, think about whichever practice you are in, because it differs based on what you offer. And the next thing that you want to do is another thing that we spoke about when I worked with my client. What do I need my patient to say about my service that would result in me meeting my goal? So when you set this goal, so you've set a goal, say $100,000 for the year, and you're now thinking, in order for me to achieve this, you would have already worked out, how many clients you need to see. In order for me to achieve this, what do I need my patients to say about my service? What do I need them to say? I need them to say that I'm an excellent caregiver. I need them to say that whenever they work with me, it is perfect. If you're a cosmetic doctor, oh my God, I did this breast lift, or I did this lipo, and I have no scar, whatever that is. And use your patient's words, because sometimes we tend to fix it up on our own, and then it now becomes something that nobody can relate to. So use the words of your patients. And would they refer somebody to me? Because that is something else that you want to ask them. Would they refer? And remember, if you can relate, if this is something that you've seen in action, go ahead and you're watching the replay, drop profit in the chat, and I'll definitely connect with you after. So would they refer somebody to me? So those are some things that you want to check with. No, when you think of the two, one would say, I'm the expert. My patients don't know what they need. I know what they need. And if I give them what they need, they may not be cared for, right? But you are an expert, and there are many other experts. It's how you deliver your service that makes a difference for you. It's how you share your knowledge. It's how you interact. You may look and you see somebody else and they're doing very well, but you're offering the same service. Sometimes it's just how it is delivered. And so asking them does work. So I'm checking the chat to see. So as we recap, I have a few questions that I want to go over. But as we recap, I want to remind you, there are lots of there's other work that would need to be done. But when you think of quality care and your business goals, you want to ask your patients, what does quality care mean for them? You also want to check and see if you are equipped to deliver that service, and you want to define clearly what it will take for you to deliver on the promise that you've made to your patients and what they're expecting. And then you want to look at what your business goals are. How are the two coming together? If I deliver what my patients want, will I be able to achieve the business goals? Or how can I ensure that I am delivering the promise for my patients while still achieving my business goals? When you ask yourself those questions, write down exactly what comes to mind, and you'll realize that you're creating magic. So remember, drop profit in the chat and go ahead and schedule also your profitable private practice consultation call, and we can have a lot more conversation about it. So these are 3 questions that I got that I want to go over. What if what my patients want is unrealistic? And that's a very good question. But what I want to say to persons, and this is something I take for myself, nothing is unrealistic. It's either you're able to deliver it or you're not able to deliver it. And if it is that you're not able to, it's okay if you refer them to somebody else. So you know what, this is what they want. The service and their expectations, I'm not currently equipped, and be honest with yourself. Refer them to the person who can help them. That will allow you to serve who you can serve, how you can currently serve them. If in the future it is possible, you can feel free to go out and reach out to them. So here's another question. What if patients don't respond to the survey? So when I was working with my client, that was one of the things that she struggled with, because we ask persons questions and they never ever answer. When I asked, how did you ask? So I sent an email once. No. There's a reason advertisers are in our face so often, and that is because there are different things that are grabbing our attention daily. I may get the survey on my phone, I take my phone up to respond, I get a call or I see a bird, whatever it is. I may have been waiting for an appointment. Different things can happen, but there's a reason. If you're sending an email, send the email more than once. Also, you can also offer your patients a gift. The first 5 persons to respond to this survey will get a free consultation, or will get an Amazon card or something. But go ahead and feel free to offer them something if they don't respond to the survey, and ask them while they're there in your office. So while they're waiting on you, ask a question, or when you are finished and it's time for them to make their payment, in between that time, because remember, you're asking them 1 or 2 questions. It's not a long survey. It's not going to take them a minute to answer unless they really have an epistle to write. But ask them while they are there. If you're sending emails, send more than 1 email, and also feel free to offer them a gift. And the final question, the quality of care is in the follow-up. How do I ensure that I'm showing up for these persons because they want the follow-up? And this comes back to what I shared earlier when I said, when you ask your patients what they expect quality care to be, you want to check with for your practice, am I able to deliver? So if your patients are expecting a follow-up call, who on your team can do the follow-up? And if you don't have a team, can I hire somebody part-time to do that kind of work? Or can I make time in my schedule? So it's really about looking at what your practice looks like, looking at what your time looks like, and see how it is that you can show up for your patients. And so that is what I wanted to share with you today. I hope that you took something from it. Remember, if you're watching after, go ahead and leave some comments. I'll come back and check on it. And remember also to book your profitable private practice consultation. I hope you got a nugget. Remember, ask your patients, have conversations with them, treat them like persons who you're in relationship with. You don't just talk to them when you want something. I made a post once where I said, don't treat your patients like they're ATMs. I only come to you when I want something. I'm only sending you this reminder when I want you to come in for an appointment. No, share tips, self-care tips, share strategies. How is it that you can continue to take care of yourself even when you're not with me? That is what advertisers do. That's why they're in your face all the time. They want to remain top of mind. And I hope you found something helpful today. Continue to enjoy your holiday season if you are on a break. And I'm looking forward to more connections. Bye.